Hello, brave, beautiful, beloved soul friends. I am so excited to share this with you guys. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm discovering so many mega magics in my implicit revelations case study, and I'm so grateful for the chance to share this with you. This is my second video discussing thesis number 30. If you haven't checked out the first one, the video link is in the video description below. So feel free to go check that out. You'll have a little bit more insight about what the heck I'm talking about. My 30th thesis statement in my implicit revelations case study, the written draft for it right now, is, here it goes. Here's the statement itself, and then we'll explore it, because there's something really mega magical, and it's blowing my mind beyond comprehension, so I'm super stoked to share. The implicit role of self-associations in the neurobiological social engagement system holds energetic information regarding how the unconscious body-mind recognizes and resonates with its own self, and how that uniquely individualized sense of self recognizes and resonates with all components of reality, including people, places, sensations, and objects. Okay, so approximately 99.08% of inner realities exist and operate beyond awareness, which means in every nanosecond, as we are absorbing stimulus, there are trillions of hidden realities unfolding within. Trillions of hidden realities unfolding inside of us, beyond our conscious perception. We're up here and we're like, okay, I see a wall, and I see a picture, and I see the sky, and I see that person. But meanwhile, there are trillions of self aspects who are like, oh my God, hundreds and thousands and millions and billions of neural projections, as all this abstract energetic information is being activated in an attempt to provide navigation. So every moment of life has added implicit energetic information into the neurobiological social engagement system of the unconscious body-mind. So that's like a lot of information. There are trillions of self aspects experiencing hundreds of trillions of neural networks inside of the miraculous unconscious body-mind. And the job of the unconscious body-mind is to provide navigation and regulation. And so memories are mostly unconscious and provide energetic information to navigate present and potential moments. You think of memories, you might think of explicit autobiographical memories where you can remember a past experience in relation to who you are, but that's a minuscule fraction of what memories actually are. Most of them are unconscious, and the purpose of memories is to navigate present and potential moments, not store the past. Okay? Oh my God, it's so cool. It's so cool. Just wait for it, okay? I was building up to something cool. Wait for it. It's amazing. Okay, when you look at someone or something, how are you able to recognize it? Okay, so let's say that you have like a bracelet, just one random example, obviously. You can imagine any object, but let's just say for conversation's sake, you have like a bracelet, okay? You've had this bracelet for 20 years, and when you look at this bracelet, you recognize it. You have a sense of association and familiarity with it. You have an instinctive sense of connection with the bracelet. You understand this is your bracelet. You've had this bracelet for a while. You have memories of wearing this bracelet, and you feel an instinctive, implicit, energetic sensation of connection with this bracelet. Okay? How are you able to feel that? How are you able to experience that? How do you know that this is your bracelet? Do you look at it and you're like, oh my God, I've never seen that thing before in my entire life? No, you look at it and you have a sense of familiarity and connection. How is that happening? So as soon as you see the bracelet, your eyes are gathering energetic information from the atmosphere, and the stimulus of visually perceiving that bracelet is gathered by the unconscious body-mind, and it flows through hundreds of trillions of neural networks, and it's like, okay, let me go activate associated information. Let me go find associated intel. Okay, okay, bracelet matches. Okay, we've got all this energetic information from all these years. Okay, boom. Going to activate that information and project it into the regions of consciousness so that the self essence can have a personalized experience through the human body of understanding that this self is a self and has an association with this bracelet. So when you see a bracelet, or any object, literally any object, and you feel a sense of familiarity with it, you know that it is yours, you know it belongs to you, you know that it's something that you connect with, you know that it's something that you recognize and are familiar and associated with, in that moment, there are hundreds, thousands, millions, maybe billions of neural projections providing navigation, because every piece of information associated with that bracelet are being activated to help provide navigation for your consciousness. And so while you are directly like, okay, I'm up here, I see a bracelet, it's my bracelet, I recognize it. Meanwhile, there are hundreds and thousands of parts of consciousness who are flowing through the unconscious body mind, and they're like, oh my God, look at all these neural projections. I see that one time I wore this bracelet. I see the association I have with this thing, and all these neural projections are being activated and boom, providing navigation through subsations and subceptions. Subconscious sensations and subconscious perceptions. And those are terms for my Liberated Consciousness course, which you can find out more about in the video description below. And so when we see something and we recognize it, we have familiarity with it, while that sensation might be consciously observable, what's actually happening is the activation of hundreds of trillions of neural networks and neural pieces of information that have information about that thing. And there are parts of consciousness beyond direct perception and immediate awareness who are directly experiencing that neural activity. But we don't consciously know about it. We just consciously know, I feel a sense of familiarity with this thing, okay? Now imagine you're seeing an object you've never seen before, but maybe you've seen something like it. Okay, so let's say we're going with the bracelet example. I know it's random, but whatever, let's just roll with it. So let's say you have some bracelets at home, but you're at a store and you're looking at a bracelet that you've never seen before. But you know what it is because you have bracelets and they have a general similar style. It's, a little thing kind of like this and it wraps around your wrist. Okay? So let's say you have some bracelets at home, you're at a store, you look and you see bracelets you've never seen before. How do you know that it is a bracelet even though you've never seen that exact bracelet before? Okay, so when you look at that, the information's being gathered and the unconscious body mind is like, let me go look and find information. And then information regarding all the bracelets you've ever touched or ever seen or ever tried on or ever owned are being activated beyond awareness. Get this. The unconscious body mind can activate neural information from age 4 when you first wore a bracelet, just obviously as one of infinite examples. Obviously one of infinite examples. You can use any object and twist the details to fit yourself if you want to play with this. But in this example, let's say that this 4-year-old person played with bracelets and now they're in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever, and they're looking at a bracelet at a store and seeing a bracelet they've never seen before, even though they have bracelets at home, right? Okay, all right. The unconscious body mind can activate information from age 4, which would have been decades prior in this example, and use that information to navigate the present moment so that the self can perceive an implicit, instinctive understanding about what this bracelet is. Isn't that amazing? Like the simple things in everyday life. Like you go through a store and you're just like, I'm a person in a store. But no, the unconscious body mind is like, okay, I see this thing. I'm activating all the information associated with that thing here. Now that you know that that's a shelf of bread. Okay, we're looking here. Okay, all this hundreds of trillions of pieces of energetic data filed through hundreds of trillions of neural pathways activated for millions of self aspects. Okay, we're gathering information. Okay, now you know that this is a shelf of glasses. Okay, there's all this stuff going on, so the unconscious body mind can provide navigation, and parts of consciousness are implicitly experiencing that energetic information beyond awareness. It's incredible. It's so incredible. And so when you look at glasses, for example, let's say you're at a store and you see a shelf of sunglasses. The ability to be like, oh, I recognize that that's a shelf of sunglasses, and those are things that you put on like this, and the bands wrap behind your ears, and there's things that go here, and they help block the sun out when you're outside or in somewhere that's really bright. The instinctive ability to understand that requires infinite miracles. Because the unconscious body-mind is like, okay, checking out neural associations, sunglasses. Okay, I see the first time that we ever learned what sunglasses were about 35 years ago. Okay, I see that one time we bought our first pair of sunglasses, and that was an exciting time. And then I see that first time that pair of sunglasses broke, and the unconscious body-mind is activating everything associated with every piece of stimulus and translating it to provide navigation. Okay. So, then it gets more complex. Okay, those are just things. Sunglasses, bracelets, bread. Those are things. Those are simpler things. It gets more complicated and more complex when there are different places and spaces, different locations. And then it gets even more complex when it comes to people, including yourself and other people that you know. I could talk about this for a million years, but we'll just give a couple more examples to kind of dive into this, and we'll explore it more in other video creations, I'm sure. It's just incredible. It's just incredible. It's so miraculous to explore. And the more we explore this, there's two pieces that are why it's important or why it's beneficial or how it's helpful to explore. The first is that it provides understanding. The more that we can understand the complexities of what we and others are going through, the more power we have, the more compassion we have, the more ability we have to have insight and awareness. And then from that space of insight and awareness and understanding, then we have more ability to consciously respond. We can't really consciously respond to ourselves if we don't know what we're going through. And if we can't understand and recognize the complex details of what trillions of self aspects are experiencing, most of it beyond awareness, then it's going to be hard to be there for ourselves. If we have an automated sensation come up, we got to understand that that sensation is a clue. And there's actually hundreds and thousands and millions, maybe billions or trillions of other things happening subconsciously, impacting self-essence beyond what can be directly perceived. And that's why I love exploring this stuff, because it's not things that we instinctively know about. But my very, very, very unique healing journey has provided the expansive opportunities to explore this stuff in a very intimate and personal way, to say the least. And you can find out more about that in some of my other content creations that share more about my healing journey, including part 1 of my known documentary series and the first pieces of Thesis number 29, kind of share a little bit more about the very unique and fascinating journey that has led me to have these very unique insights and perspectives on these topics. It has been a miraculous journey of exploring unique personal experiences while healing and combining that with everything I learned through my own individual research from neuroscience to discover some new stuff or fresh insights on topics that are explored out there. So, implicit revelations case study. The adventure never ends. Okay, so it gets more complex, this topic of being able to recognize stuff when we look at people. And this includes ourselves and other people, okay? When you look at yourself in a mirror, your ability to recognize and resonate, two distinct things. Recognition is more explicit, obvious, like, okay, I'm inside of my body, I see myself in a mirror, and I understand that the me I'm seeing is connected with the me inside of me. But resonance is much more implicit, energetic, intimate, and complex. Resonance is the ability for aspects of consciousness to energetically, implicitly, intimately connect with other aspects of consciousness. For example, the ability for parts of consciousness from toddlerhood, is that a word? Toddlerhood? It's a funny word. I haven't said that word. I don't know if that's a word or not, but I'm going to use it. Toddlerhood, from being a very young child, the ability for parts of consciousness from early childhood to connect with the consciousness who is experiencing the present moment without separation. And that is a complex miracle that is not necessarily instinctive or automatic. Through my research, I've come to a theory that the majority the vast majority of humankind, at least at this point in our evolution, a large percent might be experiencing subconsciously aspects of the inner child who are not able to fully see the adult that they grew up to be, or the adult who is here now to care for them. Because any moments of unfulfilled attachment needs to any degree during any period of neurodevelopment can restrict abilities for neural wiring to connect with other neural wiring, and then parts of consciousness are independently experiencing that neural data without connection to other aspects of consciousness flowing through other regions of neural wiring. And the more chronic or severe moments of unfulfilled attachment needs are, especially the younger that you are, the more parts of consciousness are experiencing more regions of neural wiring that don't have connection with everything else. Because consciousness exists and operates independently of brain-body wiring. So brain-body wiring is like, oh, I don't have connections because of all these moments of unfulfilled attachment needs. And then there's aspects of consciousness who are like, I'm over here having an independent experience and I can't fully see all these parts over here. Are you there? I can't quite fully connect with you. And then there's these independent alternate inner realities unfolding beyond awareness. Oh, so incredible. So incredible. So when we look at ourselves in a mirror, the ability to recognize and resonate with ourselves directly depends on the neural connectivity. We can dive into that more another time, and I have some other videos about that you can explore if you're interested. Let's talk about recognizing or resonating with another person. Let's say you have a friend you've known for 20 years, okay? Let's say you have a friend. Let's say you have a friend that you've known for 20 years. When you see that person, the conscious mind is just like up here perceiving this person. And that's all you know about. That's all that is directly perceived. You're up here in a conscious perception of a present moment, and you look at your friend and you see them. And that's kind of all that's really known. But beyond awareness, and this is the most incredible thing, and I've been exploring this for years, and the evidence kind of keeps piling up as I explore in new ways, and I'm just like astounded and amazed at the detailed complexities of this. When you are looking at this friend you've known for 20 years, beyond conscious awareness, there's neural data from every moment that you've ever spent with them. And depending on how that neural data is connected, parts of consciousness will experience the recognition and resonance of this other person in very distinct ways. And depending on this neural connectivity, it can create some unique experiences. Maybe you look at this friend and you don't recognize them because the neural data isn't connected, because you're healing from some severe disrupted attachment needs and some stuff that's been going on, and the neural wiring's not connected, and parts of consciousness are having independent experiences from each other, and the ability to recognize and fully connect with this person isn't there. Or maybe you directly connect with them, but you're experiencing a projection of what they looked like 20 years ago without updated information about what they look like now, because of independent neural activity from 20 years ago without connectivity to updated information. And among the infinite potentials, this might manifest through dissociative age regression. Not necessarily, but that is a possibility. Or you recognize them, and there's a profound sense of recognition and resonance, because all the neural wiring is completely connected, and the exact parts of consciousness experiencing neural wiring created 20 years ago are fully connected and present with the consciousness experiencing updated neural wiring and activity now, and the parts of consciousness from 20 years ago are fully recognizing and resonating with who they are and what they look like now in relation with what they looked like 20 years ago. But all of this is happening subconsciously and will not be directly observable or perceivable. It will impact personal experience, but how it impacts personal experience and what's happening behind the scenes isn't something that can directly be observed traditionally, usually, typically. And so when you look at someone, the ability to recognize who they are and resonate with them, connect with them, feel familiar with them, depends on the connectivity of all this information, including implicit emotional and procedural memories. Emotional and procedural memories help provide navigation regarding recognition and resonance. And so when you look at someone, you might recognize, okay, this is this person with this name who I've known for this period of time. And again, recognition is much more explicit, obvious, factual. It's kind of there, it's not. But the resonance is so much more complex and energetically intimate and vastly miraculous, and requires connectivity of hundreds and thousands and millions and billions and trillions of pieces of energetic information through an extraordinarily complex system that are affecting thousands and millions of billions, maybe trillions of parts of consciousness beyond awareness. It's amazing. And so when you recognize someone, or you resonate with someone, or you have certain feelings when you see someone, or maybe you even have certain feelings come up when you see someone you don't know, because information is being activated in association with people who might be similar energetically or physically to this person. It's helpful to just keep in mind that there are infinite parts of consciousness experiencing infinite miracles of implicit projections to provide navigation. It's just absolutely incredible. And so I've been really exploring and diving into these topics specifically. Recognition and resonance hold so many clues and keys to unlocking hidden potentials for understanding and healing the unconscious body-mind to liberate and expand parts of consciousness. And I offer this through a very miraculously unique service that I call the Personal Dimensions Mirror Play with Mirror Power Subconscious Unveiling and Transformation Techniques. I know it's kind of a long name. For short though, it's the Subconscious Unveiling and Transformation Techniques. And I basically use mirrors to help you explore the 99.08% of inner realities existing and operating beyond awareness. And from that space, we discover if there's disintegrated regions of the neurobiological social engagement system. We discover if there are parts of consciousness having independent experiences from each other. We explore how self-associations might be affecting associations with other components of reality. And we discover a lot of hidden truths about what's happening inside beyond awareness. But it's a fun, easy process that I guide you through. And it's basically you looking in mirrors, and then I just lead you through a really, really unique journey that I've created from scratch, from the ground up. And then based on that, I create a specific style of mirror practice called a mirror-thon. And you just spend 15 minutes or 2 hours a day, just depending on how much you want to dive into it. It could be less than that. You really get to make it your own and decide how much you want to invest in it. Maybe it's 2 hours every morning and night, maybe it's 15 minutes a week, but you get to decide how much you really want to invest in it. But I create a mirror-thon so that you can rewire the unconscious body-mind and heal and unite and welcome home parts of consciousness without touching any neural data. You don't work with memories at all. You don't work with past experiences at all. You don't work with details of neural wiring at all. Yet it all gets completely transformed while having fun. So if you're curious about that, please explore more in the video description below. I have a link to the information about that. And I also offer a wide variety of other services and content creations to uplift and expand your personal healing journey. So please feel free to explore that. There's a lot of free offerings, free gifts, my known documentary series, very expansive, lots of incredible, incredible stuff for free. And then if you want to dive deeper, I have different programs and videos and practices and personalized creations and consciousness consultations and speaking engagements and all kinds of awesome magic there too. So please feel free to explore more in the video description below. Oh, and merchandise too. That's also a fun little one. You can get a mug or a shirt or something to uplift your healing journey. There's over 100 original designs and so much fun. I'm so excited to share. So when you recognize something or resonate with it, whether it's a person, a place, a thing, or a sensation, like you smell a flower and you recognize the smell of that flower, just take a moment to thank your unconscious body-mind for providing navigation. And if any of the navigation is disrupted and you have a hard time connecting with these experiences of familiarity or comfortability or association or connection, just take a moment to give every part of yourself compassion, knowing that it is happening happening for a reason. There is something very valid happening in the unconscious body-mind, creating unique experiences for parts of consciousness. And every part deserves that loving compassion, and you have the power to grant that to yourself. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being you, and I look forward to continue sharing this magical, miraculous healing journey through life and all these infinite wonders along the implicit revelations case study. Have a beautiful and blessed day, and I'm wishing you and your inner life partner, your inner best friend, and all your inner child or inner children lots of love and light from my heart to yours. Namaste. The divine love and light within my miraculous consciousness sees and honors the divine love and light within your miraculous consciousness. Infinite blessings, beautiful beloved beings. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me and exploring these concepts. I'm really grateful to share, and I look forward to seeing you in another content creation or maybe connecting through one of my offerings. Bye. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Have a great day. Goodbye. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.